Hey everybody, Nicholas St. Clair, AIFD here. We are at Shinoda Design Center in Anaheim, California today, and we are going to create a beautiful flocked holiday wreath. So this is the holiday wreath that we're going to work on. This is a pre-lit flocked wreath. I have fluffed it out already. I have started adding some ribbon. But as you can see, my hands are in gloves this time. These are more for just my hands at the end of this project because some of this you are designing blind and you are using thin wires. So you don't want to end up having little pricks and sticks and scratches on your hands all holiday season because it really sucks. But I've already started adding in two different types of ribbon. So we have this beautiful lit wreath. I've got a sheer ribbon and a more solid ribbon here. It's kind of a taupey color, but it has gold and silver on it. The other one has some sheer and opaque spaces, but it also has the silver running through it as well. So as you see how we build this, you're going to see that the ornaments that we have coming in, which I'll show you here in a second, have these different colors in there. But the reason for using two different types of ribbons, one being sheer and one not, is that once this is up on a fireplace or a wall and you have it plugged in, the ribbon is going to actually start to pick up and glow a little bit. So it adds another dimension to their wreath. It's not just a flat wreath with ribbon on it. Now you have this glowing, opaque, really pretty ribbon going on as well, which is also going to sparkle. I'm going to show you how to finish it, but first I'm going to show you everything that's going into this bad boy to see what it looks like on the wall. So we have these beautiful glittered spruce tips, I would call these, I think. But again, they're kind of a really flexible chenille end to them. Really pretty. We're going to do some really pretty hanging drapey. It's got some small pine cones in it, and this is going to drape off the bottom to add more of a dramatic look to it. We really went for the glitz on these branches. These are awesome, and these are going to kind of go in deeper into the arrangement to really highlight and take some of the darkness out of the middle of the arrangement. Can't go without some gold in these, so we've got these beautiful gold magnolia leaves here. So we've got these beautiful beaded ornaments here. Everything has been, I've pre-wired, and I'll show you guys what I did there. We've got these gold and white and silver. You can kind of see where we've got the patterns coming from on our ribbons and where the colors are coming from as well. I've got two different shades of gold here. I've got more of a matte gold and I have a shiny gold. You can see how they pick up the different colors in the arrangements and the leaves that we're going to be using. So you're going to see how this all ties together towards the end. And here I have a clear bulb, which has a shimmery look to it. It's going to add some really nice brightness into the arrangement farther in, and it's going to pick up some of the other metallics that are going around it. So it's going to be a really nice accent at the end. So we've got our 24 gauge wire, which is a nice gauge for this because you're going to be bending and wiring a lot of things. Cut it in half. And you're going to take both of your ribbons and you're just going to overlay them on top of each other, back and forth. So you can see I'm on the inside of the arrangement now. I'm going to go to the outside of the wreath. And this is a double frame. So on the back side of this, you can see it's got two lower ones and one inner one. Everything's attached all the way around this. So as you're going around, you want to make sure you're going to grab onto one of those and not just one of the branches. So you double overlay, give it a nice pinch, take your wire, bring it around, give it a good twist. You're going to go underneath for the ring, you're going to glue that around, and you're just going to give it a good twist. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking the ribbon and folding them the opposite direction. So this one goes this way, you can see. I'm going to pull this the opposite direction. It just adds more of an interest to it. And you're noticing I'm not using any glue on this wreath at all this time. We want to make sure that we can take this all off at some point, say our color palette changes or our client decides that they want something different. This allows you to reuse the form, but not ruin it at all. We're going to come back in with some of our glittery items so we can tuck those deep in the arrangement. We're just going to wrap it around the frame. That's all we're doing. Everything will be wrapped onto these frames. And always keep in mind when you're working on a lighted wreath like this, where the bottom of your cord is. So this is the bottom of my wreath. Unless you know specifically you have a cord in the ceiling or you have a cord that's going to go directly behind it, it really doesn't matter. So you always want to make sure that this is going to be facing in the right direction. That's going to be good for you. So just kind of pay attention to that when you're working on a pre-lit, pre-wired wreath like this. Okay, so we've now got all of our really heavily glittered branches in there. You can see it just adds a really nice sparkle. It really complements the ribbon. And now we're going to add in some other pieces here as well. And this is actually going to add a different type of foliage. We're going to go back to these here. And these again are really flexible, so it's really easy to add these in. And notice when I'm doing everything's going in the same direction. You want to give it a natural flow. You don't want to start fighting yourself when you're adding these pieces in. It really starts to mess with how it looks at the end. So everything should have a natural flow around the arrangement. So now you can see that we have all of those branches in. It looks a lot fuller than it did before, but it also has more texture. It's got a different shade of green in there. We've got the glitter going on. So now we've really created a really nice base to be able to add in. You can see all these little cuts in here. That's actually taken those punctures versus my hands. This is going to be a proper sided wreath. It's going to have a top and a bottom. Bottom of the plug's here at the bottom of this. So right here is my line. And I'm going to do more of a heavy design on the bottom because I just want to look like this really nice crescent going on here. You can use, now that you've added some other stems, you can go back in and use those to also help hold things in place. You know, I'm going over the ribbon, under the ribbon. You just want to create a lot of depth. I can't say that enough. Now this one I'm going to actually cut in a couple different spots so I get more usage out of it. There's this really nice crescent going on here. I'm actually going to take this other last one that I have here and break it down a little bit more again and add it into a couple of other places just so we have the accent of the leaves elsewhere. So we've got all of those in there now, nicely fastened. Kind of made my crescent go up higher on one side versus the other. So there we've got the bottom of it. Crescent comes up, crescent goes here. We have an open field over here, and let's add some really cool, pretty ornaments in. So I'm going to start with these iridescent here. These will give a really nice luster and depth to the arrangement because you can see through them. And these actually come pre-wired. So that's a really great thing to look for if you're looking for wreath pieces. That way you can just add them in and not have to wire them yourselves. So I got a nice variety of these, and I kept these a little bit lower in the arrangement because they are a larger ball, and I want to be able to go in with some other pieces as well, higher up, to create more dramatics. So these are really cool. I did add my own wire to these. I've actually left these in a couple different lengths. So you can see it's just 1-2 twists in the bottom around the thing. Leave a little bit of room so there is some play in the wire. You don't want to do anything too tight because it will snap off at some point if it gets bumped or whatnot. So a little bit of play in the wire is good around the top of the ornament. And these I can leave up a little higher. So now we're really starting to get some bulk, but yeah, we're also getting a lot of sparkle out of these too. So I had some with different size wires on them so I can use them in different spots. Now let's go in with these kind of a matte gold ornaments. So these are smaller, so you can kind of start coming up a little bit higher if you wanted to. So let's bring in some of our brighter, more metallic ornaments. You don't need a whole lot of these since they are metallic. They are going to shine and really grab your attention a lot quicker, but they're a nice accent because it adds another level to the wreath. Now I've got these really beautiful ornaments here that we're going to put on top. So now we've got all of our ornaments in. You can see how full and lush it looks all the way around the bottom over here. We've got some gold, we've got the glitter, we've got the argyles that match off the ribbon. So you can see how everything is really pulled together on this. We've got the silver coming out of the ribbons here. This has the gold and the silver in it. So you can see if we just tied everything together really, really nicely. Blitz, glitz, glamour, it's all there. And now we've got this wire here that's gonna be hanging down. So if we're putting this on a fireplace, we have to run the cord down. So a way to hide that is to take some beautiful draped foliages here. And we're gonna insert this in a couple different pieces. I'm gonna actually break this off, and I'm gonna wire these in there so that when you hang this up, this is gonna drape down super nicely and cover your cords coming off your fireplace. So nobody really sees anything, or down a wall, or so on. Now, we've got a beautiful wreath. It's gonna hide any cordage that's coming down from behind it. It's gonna add some extra drama to the mantle, the wall, wherever you're putting this at. So now you can see how leaving the ribbon up high gives you room to move things in. We've got a beautiful, beautiful focal point down here at the bottom. You can add a bow to this if you'd like, but I think just the simplicity of all the ornaments and the different shapes and the different textures and different greens that we added into this really makes this a really, really pretty, fun, and festive arrangement. Thank you for joining us here at Snowy Design Center. Everything holiday that you need is here, so make sure you check us out.